President Trump left the White House late this afternoon on day one of the new FBI background check he ordered on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
I think it's going very well. The FBI, as you know, is all over talking to everybody.
Republican Jeff Flake and Democrat Chris Coons upended the confirmation process Friday when they negotiated a last-minute demand to investigate sexual misconduct claims against Kavanaugh. The Senate Judiciary Committee urged the president to authorize a one-week FBI investigation of current, credible allegations. Multiple sources tell NBC News the Bureau is limited by the White House to pursue claims made by Christine Blasey Ford and Deborah Ramirez, but not allegations from Julie Swetnick, who is represented by Trump critic Michael Avenatti. President Trump said the FBI can follow its own leads.
Yeah, they have free rein. They're going to do whatever they have to do.
Today, Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar expressed concern.
The issue is that the White House is going to have to give some guidance. It's not like the FBI off on their own.
This new probe of Kavanaugh is not a criminal investigation, and that limits agents' authority.
I could imagine that the FBI is in a box if they were only asked to interview X number of people. And remember, those interviews are voluntary.
Judge Kavanaugh has denied any wrongdoing and says he will continue to cooperate. And the president is bringing the fight over the Supreme Court and all the controversy around Brett Kavanaugh right here to Wheeling, West Virginia, making the Supreme Court a midterm election issue in a place with a very tight Senate race. The president's backing Republican challenger Patrick Morrisey up against incumbent Democrat Joe Manchin, who's one of only a handful of senators undecided on Kavanaugh. And tonight in New York City at the Global Citizen Festival, those two senators who were at the heart of bringing about this new investigation, Jeff Flake, a Republican, Chris Coons, a Democrat, are appearing there received like rock stars, saying they made this action because they believe it's right for democracy.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.